That flashy SUV in the showroom looks like a dream, but a few hidden details could turn it into a nightmare. Stick with me to uncover the critical mistake that could cost you thousands when it's time to sell. Ready to see what's behind the curtain? What's up everyone and welcome back to Supercar. The Chery Omoda 5 has been making serious waves with its futuristic design, packed-out tech sheet, and a price that makes you look twice. It's easy to see the appeal, but before you rush to the dealership, you need to stop and watch this. If you want more honest, in-depth car guides that save you money, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Mistake number 1. Ignoring the reliability question mark. Are you buying a stylish SUV or a future headache? The biggest mistake is assuming a new car is a flawless car. While many owners report no issues, a significant number have faced problems like coolant leaks, steering issues, and unexplained noises cropping up within months. These aren't just minor annoyances, they're signs of potential quality control gaps you can't afford to ignore. But it gets more serious than that. Have you heard about the recalls? In some markets, the Omoda 5 was recalled for a potential brake defect. Even more concerning was a major recall in Malaysia, where a miscalibrated welding machine produced faulty rear axles. While Chery acted to fix this, it highlights that serious issues can slip through. Ignoring this history is a gamble you don't want to take. Mistake number 2 is falling for looks and overlooking the drive. It looks fast, but does it really drive well? The Omoda 5's design is definitely a home run. But, you know, the driving experience, especially for the petrol models, doesn't always match those sporty looks. The 1.6-liter turbo engine can get pretty noisy when you push it, and the 7-speed dual-clutch transmission has actually been called lazy. Some reviews, honestly, point out a jerky, even irritating experience when moving from a stop, kind of like a learner driver trying to master clutch control. And what about comfort on real-world roads? While the suspension is able to handle small imperfections, it can get unsettled over bigger bumps, which leads to some noticeable body roll. This is paired with steering that's, well, often described as very light and lacking feel. The all-electric E5 version is a bit smoother, but it actually has a harder ride. So, the mistake here is being so captivated by the showroom appeal that you forget to take it for a proper, demanding test drive. Mistake number 3 is not understanding powertrain and trim differences. Think all Omoda 5s are the same. Think again. Choosing the wrong engine is a classic blunder. In many regions you'll find a 1.5-liter turbo engine with a CVT, which is really geared for smoothness. But there's also a more powerful 1.6-liter turbo with a 7-speed DCT for a more responsive feel. Not knowing which one you're test driving or buying can, honestly, lead to major disappointment. And it's not just about the engine, you know. Trim levels, often named Night, Noble, or EX, dictate more than just features. The base model might have 18-inch alloys, while the top spec could add 19-inch wheels, a panoramic sunroof, and a heated leather steering wheel. The mistake is either overpaying for features you don't need or, more commonly, cheaping out and missing the premium experience you were hoping for. So, do your homework on what each trim includes in your specific region. Mistake number 4. Underestimating the true cost of ownership. The sticker price is tempting, but what about the next 5 years? A huge mistake is focusing only on the purchase price. Long-term costs can bite back hard, starting with depreciation. As a newer brand, Omoda's resale value is a major unknown. Some estimates suggest a 15 to 20% drop in value in the first year alone. For comparison, an established rival might depreciate about 30% over 5 years. That initial saving could be completely wiped out when it's time to sell. And what about keeping it on the road? Maintenance costs and parts availability are critical. While some owners report reasonable service prices, others have been quoted shockingly high figures. More concerning are reports from owners who've struggled with parts availability, with some selling their car at a huge loss because getting parts was a massive issue. A cheap car isn't cheap if it's expensive to maintain. Mistake number 5. Getting blinded by the tech. So, does more tech always mean a better experience? The Omoda 5's spec sheet is a huge selling point. Dual screens, wireless CarPlay, a 360-degree camera, and a full suite of advanced driver assistance systems, or ADAS. But honestly, the mistake is assuming all this tech works flawlessly. Many complaints describe the ADAS as, well, annoying and intrusive, with an overabundance of beeps and warnings. It's not just the driver aids either. Owners have reported infotainment screens that just stop working and Apple CarPlay connections that, constantly cut out. The lesson here is to not just check boxes on a feature list. During your test drive, you should actively test these systems. Connect your phone, play with the menus, and see if the lane keep assist drives you crazy. What looks great on paper might actually be pretty frustrating in daily use. Mistake number 6. Not seriously cross-shopping key rivals. Is the Omoda 5 really the best value, or is it just the cheapest? The final mistake is looking at the Omoda 5 in a vacuum. It often has a lower starting price and more power on paper than rivals, like the Honda HR-V. For example, its 1.5T engine boasts more horsepower and torque than the standard HR-V. But the story changes when you look closer. A rival like the Proton X50 might offer even more performance, while the Honda counters with its reputation for bulletproof reliability, excellent resale value, and a cleverly designed interior. The mistake is to be swayed by the Omoda's price and power figures without weighing the proven long-term benefits and refined experience that established competitors offer. Final verdict. So, should you avoid the Omoda 5? After all that, what's the final word? Not necessarily. The Omoda 5 is not a bad car. It's a car that requires a very careful and informed buyer. It offers undeniable value, a head-turning design, and a ton of equipment. For every owner with a problem, there's another who loves their car. The key is to go in with your eyes wide open. Here's your action plan. Acknowledge the potential for reliability issues. Take the longest, most varied test drive you can. Understand exactly what engine, transmission, and trim you're getting. Research the after-sales service in your city. And most importantly, compare its total 5-year cost, including depreciation, against proven players. If the Omoda 5 still comes out on top for you, then you can buy it with confidence. What do you think? Are the risks worth the reward? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you driven an Omoda 5? Do you own one? Share your experience. Thanks for watching Supercar, and we'll see you in the next one.